Hey guys, it's Congressman Mike Garcia out here another week in Washington, D.C. I do want to take a minute to first, above all things, to reflect on the shooting that occurred in Covenant School in Nashville, Tennessee this week. Absolutely heartbreaking again, and my prayers are with the families and the victims themselves. And I do think that every elected official and every American clearly wants these shootings to end, but the politicization of these issues and these events is actually only driving us away from coming to solutions. And so as heartbreaking as these things are and as emotional as elected officials may get sometimes, I think we've got to stop politicizing these events. It's a very serious issue. The consequences are the loss of life. And turning on one another, especially people who are responsible for legislating and policies and security, only detracts us from working together towards a solution. So, like I said, everyone is heartbroken by this, and we have put forward legislation on this issue. I've sponsored legislation to provide for mental health services, to provide meaningful deterrence and meaningful protections in our schools, such as additional school resource officers. And by the way, God bless the officers that ran into this event and put down the shooter and ultimately saved lives. We need more resource officers actually on campus. I've introduced legislation that will do that. And also little things like putting alarms on individual doors in case of an event. The teachers have the option to secure each classroom individually and make sure that they have that available to them. So I'll keep working on solutions to this. Again, I think all of us need to resist the temptation of making this a political issue and throwing mud at each other. We've got to work towards solutions. So absolutely heartbreaking to see this, and we look forward to hopefully bringing meaningful answers to the floor and more importantly, preventing these shootings in the future. I want to also pay tribute to 9 Army soldiers who were tragically killed just last night in Kentucky while on a training mission. I think the 2 Black Hawks collided and 9 of our precious Army soldiers were killed. So our condolences and prayers to those family members and the folks who gave their life in support and defense of our beautiful country. This week in D.C., lots going on here. We hosted several constituents, which was great. The house is wide open now. You can come visit us in our office. We can take you to the floor and in the gallery. We're back to normal operations. A lot of hearings in the committees and in the appropriations and in the Intel committee. Some of them unclassified, some of them classified, but getting ready for the big appropriation season coming up. One of the things I really foot stomped this week with DoD leadership, and I gave a speech on the floor, is about our pay for our junior enlisted personnel. It's hard to believe, but our enlisted personnel start at $11 an hour, which, as you guys know, is about half of what an in-and-out worker starts at in our local area. So we are literally paying our troops half of what an in-and-out worker starts at for base salary. So I've been pushing to get that number up to $31,000 a year to get them above the equivalent of that $15 per hour figure. As a party, we passed H.R. 1 actually today. H.R. 1 is the Lower Energy Costs Act, and obviously something we've been suffering from in the last 2.5 years are these skyrocketing energy prices. Whether it's at the pump, we've seen SoCal gas prices triple, quadruple in some cases with our natural gas bills, and our power bills are skyrocketing. What H.R. 1 does is it brings back energy production into the United States so that we are less beholden to foreign countries of importing oil, importing power, and getting back to being energy independent as a nation again. And in California, we're dependent on other states even for our energy. This streamlines the processing of permits so that it doesn't take 1 year to 2 years to get a permit to harvest energy, either coal or oil out of the ground. It reverses anti-energy policies that have been advanced by the Biden administration out of the White House. And it streamlines the energy infrastructure options and exports, and it ultimately boosts productions not only of oil, but also critical minerals that go into all energy elements, even batteries for electric vehicles. So that's a big deal. It passed the House. We'll see if it gets through the Senate. I'm hopeful that it will, and ultimately it's going to be up to the president to either start fighting these high energy costs or aggravating them. Also want to remind you that we passed the Parental Bill of Rights last week. I didn't talk about it in the video as much as I should have, but really all this is it's giving parents again a right to see what's going on in their students' classrooms, not just the curriculum, but the material that they are reading and being taught. This is something that frankly is not a controversial issue. As parents, we should have a right to know what's going on in our kids' school and what they're learning on a daily basis. We should be able to see the budget to understand what the schools are spending the money on, and we should have the levers available to protect our children's privacy across the board, and to be updated on any violent activity or any kind of bullying in the classrooms. That's all this Bill of Rights was. This wasn't a bill that bans books, as some folks have said. It doesn't marginalize certain people in the classroom or certain demographics throughout the academia. This is a way for parents to get involved in their schools and not be treated as people who are threatening the schools or the teachers. And so that's all this is. More to follow. I'll be in the district over the next 2 weeks. I hope everyone has a great Easter. We'll be in touch throughout that 2 weeks in the district. I also want to remind you that we have an art competition. Every year we have an art competition, and the winner of the art competition, their piece gets displayed in the tunnels below the Capitol that we walk through on our way to votes. And so last year we did one with animals as the theme. This year the theme is a salute to our military and our law enforcement. So if you'd like to participate in that, it's for high school students, and we look forward to all media, all forms of art to convey a sense of patriotism or love of our law enforcement and first responders, and also our military. So visit the website if you want more information on that. You can also subscribe to the newsletter on the website, mikegarcia.house.gov. And I hope everyone stays safe, and God bless you all, and have a fantastic Easter.